Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Evidence, and in today's video I am going to show you how to explain your linear regression models. In the previous video I showed you how to create a linear regression model, and if you haven't watched that video already, just stop, go and watch it, and then come back. I'll wait. Alright, so you're done watching that video. That's good, that's great. Let's move on. This video is just focused on showing you how to explain your linear regression model. To begin, we'll look at what coefficients contributed to our score, our linear regression model. And right here, this is the linear regression documentation. As you can see, linear regression documentation shows us that the scikit-learn linear regression has something called coefficients and rank and singular and intercept. We are just gonna focus on the intercept today and coefficients. So basically we can start by looking at what coefficient contributed to linear regression model, and that's very easy to do. We can do coefficient is equal to LR model. LR model is what we call what I call my linear regression model. LR is my linear regression, and then this is my linear regression model. And right now I'm just getting the coefficients to explain that model. Dot coef, and then we can do something like coefficients. And this is the coefficient associated with this linear regression model. And of course, you have a coefficient for each feature. So if I do something like x train dot head, as you can see here, this is the features in my data set, and each feature has a corresponding coefficient here, right? So basically this is the coefficient that contributed to our linear regression model. But the thing is, just looking at these numbers is not very helpful, because you can't just make decisions based on it. So we are going to take this coefficient and put it in such a way that it makes a whole lot more sense. It makes it easier to visualize what's going on, and makes it easier to visualize which one of these features had the most impact in our model. That's why we are explaining the model, right? We are trying to find out which features has the most impact in the model. And we can look at the intercept for this model by doing LR model dot intercept, and let's do intercept. All right, so the intercept for this model is 100.61 if you want to get specific. All right, like I said earlier, each one of these coefficients correspond to each column. So right now what I'm going to do is pair this coefficient with their columns, and this will really help when I go to create a visualization to show us which columns or which features has the most impact on the model. And to do that, I'll just do columns is equal to x train dot columns. And if you don't know what this code does, I'll just show you real quick. These are the columns, the names of the columns in my data frame. So columns is equal to x train dot columns. I'm going to create a series between the coefficient and the columns. So I'm going to call it LF graph is equal to PD dot series, and I'm going to create a series between the coefficients and the columns, and we can do LR graph here. As you can see right here, each one of the coefficients is now associated with its corresponding column. Now this is the fun part. Let's create visualization to help explain linear regression model. So let's go ahead and import matplotlib.py pyplot as plt, and then from matplotlib.pyplot import figure. We are going to need both of these. So now we are just gonna create a figure, and we are going to define the fig size as, let's just do 10 by 10. This figure can be any size you want it to be, and we can do lr_graph.sort values. Basically, we want to sort the values in our pandas series that we created here. .plot.bar graph. We want to create a horizontal bar graph using our pandas series. And I'm just gonna add a title to this, why not? So basically, if you're working in Jupyter Lab or Jupyter Notebook, or if you're working in Visual Studio Code, if you're working anywhere that is not Google Colab, make sure you have matplotlib installed in your environment first before you try to import it. If you try to import matplotlib without having it installed in your environment, you get an error message. So make sure you install matplotlib first, and then you establish your figure. Basically, this is how big your graph is gonna be. I just did 10 by 10 just cause, no reason. And then you take your series that you created between your coefficient and their corresponding columns, and then you sort it. And after you sort it, you plot it, and this just means a horizontal bar graph. And we want our graph to have a color of red, and then we want our plot to have a title. Let's go and run this, and that looks beautiful. So maybe a 10 by 10 graph is a little bit too big to fit in one screen, but it's big enough that this doesn't get squished together, which is good. So as you can see right here, just based on this linear regression model, so having a luxury car, having a luxury XUV, and the type of coverage you have are the main factors that will increase your insurance premium, because this data set is the data set of an insurance premium, and you're trying to predict the insurance premium for a customer, right? So these three features are what will increase your insurance premium, right? And these other features doesn't have that much of an impact on your insurance premium. That's what this graph is showing us. And then if you look here, having a 4-door or having a 2-door, having an SUV or having a sports car are the things, or special L2, whatever that means, are the things that will decrease your insurance premium. So it will decrease the cost of your insurance premium. So basically, this is one way to explain your linear regression model, right? If you, after building your model, you want to get to the coefficient, but just looking at the coefficient doesn't tell you much. It's very difficult to kind of understand what's going on with the coefficient, and then you can get the intercept associated with your linear regression model. And then you want to create a series between your coefficients and their corresponding columns, and you want to kind of create a visualization. This visualization will give you a more accurate view of, like, okay, so which features in my data frame is impacting this model and how are they impacting it. Now we know, that many factors does not contribute to the insurance premium, but these factors increase your insurance premium cost, and these factors decrease your insurance premium cost. So yeah, that's it for this video. That is how to explain your linear regression model. Of course, you can always find me online at evidencen.com. This is my primary website where I have my data science blogs, and I'm going to be adding more and more blog posts in the future. And if to get access to this notebook that I used in today's video and other resources, just go to machinelearningeducation.com. So machinelearningeducation.com is where I put all my data science resources. And once you are here, you can go to free data science resources, or you can just go to machinelearningeducation.com/free, and here you'll be able to get access to this notebook and many other notebooks. I create a lot of YouTube videos and blog posts, and I just found it easier to take all the notebooks and all the resources from my content creation and put it all in one place. And here you also be able to find this video and other videos, and sometimes I release my tutorial videos inside this platform before I even release it on YouTube. So be sure to go to machinelearningeducation.com to get access to this notebook and other data science resources. That's it for this video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. But if you made it this far in the video and you didn't like it, please give it a double thumbs up and still subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you on the next one. Bye.